What's going on, everyone? HueFin News coming at you with another daily cryptocurrency market analysis. Today is September 24th, 2017. And if you guys saw our video on yesterday, even though our analysis were the cryptos to move higher, we told you to be cautious of the fact that there wasn't a lot of volume of the update that occurred on yesterday. Volume was not backing the up move, and by that reason alone, we said that the market may close lower than the high of yesterday, and that is exactly what happened on today. A lot of these cryptocurrencies closed lower than the high of yesterday, which is another precursor of weakness for the overall cryptocurrency market. And with that being said, when you guys look at the market, it just seems as if there's no interest in these cryptocurrencies at the time being. And it looked like the market is going to be trending lower, and it seems as if it's going to be making a slow trek lower. It's not going to be like a violent drop to lower prices for the cryptos, unless the overall interest just completely dries up, because we just don't see the volume appearing on these cryptos over the last 3 or 4 days ever since the market came and started trading within a range. Now, with that being said, it could work both ways to where the market can move higher, but we need to see volume backing moves higher. And until we see that, then the market will continue to move sideways and lower. So we need to see like a push to go up bar, and it needs to occur relatively soon, because if not, then the market will continue to fall. So with that being said, we at HueFin News are giving you guys news according to the charts. Right, so we're not giving you guys technical analysis. We're not giving you fundamental analysis. We're setting ourselves apart from all the other analysts out there who tries to predict or forecast price movement based off some indicators, because we don't use indicators. We just use the price bars and the volume. That's all you need in order to forecast where these cryptos are going to go. And also with the news, we do not give you guys the news or look forward to any type of news to push these cryptocurrencies, because once the news come out and the public hears about it, then granted, the market has already forecasted it in the charts. So that's why we do not focus on what is occurring in the news, because those who are in the market, who are in the know, are already either accumulating or distributing their cryptos prior to the news coming out. So that's why if you are to pay attention to the news, you will always be the one on the back end to get the short end of the stick, because you're pretty much late. So that's why we focus here at HueFin News strictly on the charts, because prior to the news coming out, the individuals in the know are already here in the background working or accumulating or selling their cryptos before the negativity or the positivity comes out for the public to get to. Secondly, we at HueFin News are not investment advisors, and we are not giving you guys investment advice. So we want to give you guys that disclaimer. And on top of that, we give you guys timestamps to these videos, so you guys can go ahead and pay attention to that one cryptocurrency that you're more worried about. And all the new subscribers, guys, you got to make sure you go and check out our video that we created called Just Some of the Basics, because as we go through these cryptos, I'm going to use terminology that you guys are not familiar with, and then you will not understand precisely what I mean when I use those terms. So it's vital for you guys to go and look at that video, so you guys be caught up and understand exactly what I'm talking about when I mention certain key terms. So starting out now, you guys can see that the market cap for the overall cryptocurrency has also dwindled, and it's smaller at 129 billion. I think yesterday it was at 130. So money is leaving the cryptocurrency market. You guys can see even the markets that has the cryptos being traded, it's also becoming smaller at 5,517. So you guys want to keep all of that in your mind as to what is the trajectory of these cryptocurrencies. And you guys can see that Bitcoin as well is down 2%. Ethereum had a pretty good day and a positive up 0.66. Bitcoin Cash down almost 1%. Ripple is down 0.5%. See, Litecoin down 2.66. Looking at Dash, we forecast that they will be down on today. They are down almost 5%. So all these cryptos are down. Monero down 1.61. Ethereum Classic and Neo down 1/4 and 3/4%. So the market is not still giving us that interest in higher prices. And we're going to talk about that as we go into these cryptocurrencies on this Bitfinex website. And as we look at Bitcoin, you guys can see that they're down 2.70%. Last trade was at $3,665.20. So I want you guys to pay attention to the volume as to what's been occurring at the high of where Bitcoin has been trading. The volume is just not showing us interest in higher prices. Even with the up bar that we had yesterday, the volume did not back this particular spread of this bar. And that's why we told you on our video yesterday that do not be surprised if the market closes lower, because we just didn't have the volume to indicate to us that the market is willing to accept higher prices. So currently, all of these cryptos are just simply trading sideways right now. And it gives us the opportunity to try to see exactly, are they selling or are they accumulating more of these cryptos at this price level? Because if they are accumulating, if they are consuming these cryptos at this price level, then it is expected that the market will move higher. But if they are distributing or selling their cryptos, then the market will move lower as the price, as time goes on. You'll expect that to happen. So currently looking at Bitcoin, the market is not giving us the interest to higher prices right now. Granted, you guys can see that buyers came in the market on today, so you have to be cautious of the fact as well that the market can move back higher. So overall, the best that we can really do for this overall cryptocurrency market is say that these cryptos are going to trade sideways until we get a definitive precursors of strength or weakness into the direction that these market participants want to take these cryptos. Okay. So with that being said, we can only say that Bitcoin is going to be trading sideways. Now, since we don't have no volume on yesterday's and also no volume on today, it kind of gives us a wash as to which direction the market is going to go. So that's one of the reasons why we'll say these cryptos will trade sideways until we get a definitive precursors of strength or weakness in the market. But if I show you guys this 12-hour chart, you guys can see that there's not interest in higher prices for Bitcoin at the moment on the 12-hour charts, because we have the market did give us a precursors of strength here, but there wasn't no more interest. In the last 3 12-hour bars, the market has been falling lower. And even on this last 12-hour bar, there's no interest in higher prices. So we can, just looking at the 12-hour chart, you can say that Bitcoin is set for lower prices. And if so, then we're expecting $3,500 to come and touch for Bitcoin before the market will move higher. So just pay attention to that. So looking at the 12-hour chart, we are safe to say that Bitcoin is giving us weakness and that the market should be moving lower, possibly down to that $3,500 mark that we stated earlier. Come back down and touch that area. So next, we're going to go ahead and look at Ethereum. So looking at Ethereum, you guys can see that they're down 1.28. Last trade was at $282.05. So even with today's bar, the market started out for Ethereum higher, but then sellers came into the market and pushed the price down lower to a close that was lower than yesterday's close. And this is a precursor of weakness for the market to end higher. And then the next day to close lower tells you that there's no interest in higher prices as well, just like Bitcoin. So with Ethereum, we're expecting them to move lower as well, possibly around that $260 area. But granted, pay attention that Ethereum is right here trading around that area of support. and is now trading above that area now. So will they be successful to keep that price above 280? If so, then the market will move higher. So we just want to tell you guys as well, tell you that too. So you got to keep your eyes on the market as to direction and the precursors of strength that shows up for Ethereum. So I'm gonna show you guys the 12-hour chart too, and see if we could get a different picture of these cryptos. So even with Ethereum, you guys can see that the market did give us this precursors of weakness, and then no interest in higher prices on this bar, but the market is staying level right above that $280 mark. So that tells us that the market is there trying to support that $280 level. Now, if it breaks that 280, then market is going to move lower, and then expect it to come to that 250, possibly around that 260 area as support. But if it stays above it, then the market will move higher. So that's our analysis for Ethereum. It could go either way, but currently looking at the 12-hour chart, the market is trying to sustain itself right now. The buyers has a huge job ahead of them, and if they cannot be successful at it, then the market will fall past that 280, then the market will move lower. So now we're going to go ahead and check out Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash down 1.58%. Last trade was at $422.32. So we really can't get too much off of these daily charts because the market is just moving level. And just looking at the daily chart for Bitcoin Cash, it just looks like it's going to be moving sideways on tomorrow. So we're going to look at the 12-hour chart and see if we could get a different picture. So we're still pretty much getting the same idea for Bitcoin Cash, that the market is going to be moving sideways. And if so, we're expecting the market to trade between $386 to possibly a $480. So that's the range that we're looking for Bitcoin Cash to trade. And the market is just not moving. So our analysis for Bitcoin Cash for it to trade sideways. So now we're going to go ahead and check out Ripple. So looking at the daily, you can see that they're down 1.51%. Last trade was at 17.502 cents. Again, market is trading sideways. So we're going to look at a different chart to get a different picture. And we're going to look at the 12-hour chart. So you guys can see that the market has been trending lower for Ripple and a lot of these cryptocurrencies. The market has just been losing steam, and it's not supporting itself at a support area or level. So even with Ripple, the market is not showing interest in higher prices at the moment. So we're still expecting them to move sideways to lower as well. And if they do move lower, then expect them to come down at least and test this area of the low from the 14th of September, which was around 16 cents. So just look for the market to come down and touch that area. If not that one, then the one from the 22nd of September, which was around 16,650 as support. So next we're going to go ahead and check out Litecoin. Litecoin is down 3.16%. Last trade was at $47.43. And we really don't have a good picture on the daily chart. You can tell that the market was moving higher and the volume was decreasing as the market was moving higher. Precursors of weakness. And so we're going to look at the 12-hour chart to see what other picture we get. So as we had this precursors of strength bar right here, the market didn't reflect the actual true strength of that bar. So that's why the market trended lower. And we still are getting stockpile on the last 12-hour bars for Litecoin. So we're not getting any precursors of strength at the moment for Litecoin. So we're still expecting them to move lower. And if that's going to be the case, then look for $44 to be the area to touch. And then the market might bounce from there and move higher. But we're looking for it to at least come down and touch $44. So next we're going to go ahead and look at is Dash. So looking at Dash on the daily chart, last trade was at 4.22%. I'm sorry, they're down 4.22%. Last trade was at $332.26. And this also, we don't have to go to a 12-hour chart for this particular cryptocurrency. Dash has finally given us that precursors of weakness over that we saw the stockpile over the last 3 days, and we finally got the weakness in Dash on today. So that's why the market finally moved lower on Dash, and we will continue to say that Dash will be moving lower. And if so, expect them to at least come to that $320 area is the first spot, and then from there 300. It all depends on whether or not the overall cryptocurrency market is in sell-off mode, but definitely we're looking for Dash to move lower. So now we're going to go ahead and check out Neo. So looking at Neo, the volume is extremely light on Neo, so you guys want to pay attention to that, so the market may actually shoot higher on this trial run bar that is being reflected on Neo. And that is a good indication for Neo, since the volume was light on today. But since we had this day on yesterday to where stockpile came in, or you will want the market to move higher on the next day once you have a push to go up bar, and that did not occur for Neo. But the volume is also light, which tells us that the market is not necessarily into weaker or lower prices. So since we kind of got a cloudy picture for Neo, we're going to go ahead and look at the 12-hour chart. But before we do, they are down 1.91%. Last trade was at $19.76. So looking at the 12-hour chart, as the market was moving lower, you guys can see that the volume was drying up for Neo. So Neo could possibly be moving higher on tomorrow, and if so, we're still looking for that $22 area that we mentioned on our video yesterday. So just be patient. It looks like the market is not necessarily moving that low, but rather sustaining itself as the volume has also been drying up. So we're looking for Neo to be moving higher on tomorrow. And if it doesn't, then we're looking for $18 to be the area that that Neo would touch. So next, we're going to go ahead and check out Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic is down 1.55%. Last trade was at $10.39. 12-hour chart. Market is slowly moving lower. The last couple of 12-hour bars, you guys can see that the volume has been decreasing. So it seems plausible that the market will come and hit that $10 area, and then it might bounce from there and move higher. But the market is still trending. The overall picture for these cryptos is it's been moving lower, and it's going to find a spot as a support, and from there it will bounce higher. So that's the thing you want to be on the lookout for these cryptos, is as the market's been trending lower, where it's going to be that support area that is going to find and bounce higher. And it looked like it's going to be for Ethereum Classic around $10.30 as the low. No, I'm sorry, $9.75 could be the area that Ethereum Classic will come and touch, and then bounce from there and move higher. So now we're going to go ahead and check out that last one, which is Monero. Monero down 2.90%. Last trade was at $89. Looking at the 12-hour chart, we are definitely in a downtrend for these cryptocurrencies. Monero is not excluded from that fact, and it looked like $85 is within reach for Monero. The market is just not giving us precursors of strength. The market has just been levels, been getting hit with stockpile on this particular bar, and also on the next one. The market could not sustain higher prices. So we're still looking for Monero to move lower, and if so, $85 is that spot that we think Monero try to hold at support. And then if that's not going to hold at support, then $80 is that area. But like I said, overall, this is what we need to see before you want to jump back in the market for these cryptos. We need to see a push to go up bar with volume back in this up move. And that's going to stop this downtrend that we're seeing in these cryptos. And until we don't see that, then you guys will need to place your money in these cryptos, because the market is giving us more weakness, especially over the last couple of trading days. The market has been trending lower, even though we had a couple of pops here and there. But you still want to be cautious and get that definite precursors of strength, which we haven't seen over the last couple of days in the cryptocurrency market. Until we get that, then just stand on the sideline. You just got to be patient until we actually get it. Unless you're a day trader or a swing trader, and you can do this quite often on smaller time frames, definitely you can make money that way. But I don't know your situation. I don't know your personal situation. I don't even know where you guys are at in terms of understanding the language. So that's why we're here, just to give you a general broad overview of the cryptos and where they are currently trading and how they are acting. And they are acting currently weak, and the market has been going that way. So that's all I got for today. Appreciate the new subscribers. Hey guys, continue to subscribe, like these videos, go ahead and share them. Try to tell as many people about the new way in analyzing these cryptos or any other market. You can do this on any market. And when you guys are getting a clouded picture on a particular time frame, then go ahead and change that time frame to get you a better picture of exactly how these cryptos are acting. So that's all I got for today. Appreciate the new subscriber. Appreciate everyone who's watching and viewing these videos. Hopefully it's been a great help for you. I just ask that the confidence that you guys will gain, that it be beneficial for you as well. So that's all I got. I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a good one.